Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, clap them ass cheeks for Volume 1!
Volume 1!
What's going on?
On. And cue the theme song. Welcome back to another episode of Volume 1, the anime and manga podcast where we review the first volume of a brand new manga each week. My name is Josh, got a fucking terrible haircut.
Oh, no, it doesn't look that bad.
I hate
Show the crowd.
I might do a haircut reveal throughout the episode at some point, but as of right now, I'm wearing a hat and I don't like it. I've lost a lot of confidence.
That's the worst thing because you just have that for the next 6 months.
Yeah,
dude, and it sucks. It sucks because I'm avoiding my reflection. I look at myself. I feel square. I don't know what that's about.
Cody said, it makes you look younger.
Thanks.
I think so.
When I said it, you didn't care, but when she tells you that I said it,
because I'm younger than you, so like matters when I say it.
And Mehgan has
he's younger than you though.
Oh, that's true. You are younger than me.
Thanks, guys. Mehgan has like shit though. She's in a successful relationship.
Oh, okay.
She's got a very good, I guess, style about her.
Yeah, I'm pretty fucking dope.
Yeah. Cody, I mean, come on, dude.
Cody's great in his own way.
No, Cody's great in a lot of ways.
You can't tell this shirt is made out of nice quality fabric, and it's very soft.
He's all about comfort over,
over happiness.
Striped shirts with anime penguins.
Hey, that's a dope shirt, and he paid a good amount of money for that goddamn shirt.
Yeah,
so why don't you show some respect?
How much you pay for that?
I think it was like a $40 shirt. I'll be honest.
Because it's the Sanrio Bakugo
collab.
So it's kind of like...
you've probably never fucking worn anything with collab in the name.
No, I just wear plain shirts.
Because two people would never work on something as hideous as that.
Wow. It's comfortable. It looks comfortable.
How are you gonna shit talk
breathable.
A plain shirt?
It's easy to shit talk a plain shirt, dude. You look like you got it in a pack of other shirts.
I did.
That were various colors.
Yeah. Blue. This is navy blue.
Light
black.
blue. Dark blue.
Maybe. Dark blue is navy blue, dumbass.
Anyway.
Ooh, we should go to
Old Navy?
like a clothing store. Not Old Navy.
Not Old Navy.
Go somewhere with a little more style.
Yeah.
We'll go shopping for you.
Yeah, let's get Cody
I
into
honestly would want you to.
Well, just give us money and we'll be like, what not to wear, like we'll go out or
the queer eye.
Yeah, we'll be the queer eye.
I'll be Jonathan.
Weeb eye.
Weeb eye. Weeb eye for the straight guy.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I hope you got your weeb eyes ready for this episode today. Right? That was a good segue. Good transition.
Yeah.
Because today, did you guys say your names? Am
I
tripping?
No, we didn't. My name is Mehgan Farine.
Cody Decker.
Okay. Got him. Today we have I always say jam-packed episode, but it's not going to be as long as the last episode was because the last episode was 2 hours long.
Yeah,
and that's that's a lot of editing hours for bad haircut over here.
Josh.
It's okay. But yeah, so today we're going to be reviewing a manga that Mehgan chose, which is titled
Kagerou Daze.
Kagerou Daze.
Kagerou. You have to say it like a Vocaloid. Kagerou Daze.
Kagerou Daze.
Kagerou Daze.
Ooh. Sounded like you were singing a jingle when you said it.
Kagerou Daze. Kagerou Daze.
Kagerou Daze. Or
Kagerou Daze?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the opening.
I have opinions and I'm excited to share them, but we're also going to be, and look, I know you come to Volume 1 and you're like, God damn it, they're talking about Goblin Slayer again. And that is fucking this guy's fault.
It's actually, this wasn't even my idea.
It was me, because I was very curious to watch it, and I wanted to watch it.
As was I, but also here's my logic,
Why can't
right?
you just let it happen then? Why do you have to be like, I know.
He doesn't like that you like it.
Why are you being a tsundere towards Goblin Slayer now?
I am a little bit of a tsundere towards Goblin Slayer, but that's only because I like Goblin Slayer Year 1 and I despise the rest of the franchise. However, my logic is if we watch all the Goblin Slayer content, then we'll never have to talk about it again. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Until the next season comes out.
There will never be another season.
There definitely will.
I have emailed What's the animation house?
I don't know.
I have sent death threats to the mangaka.
Oh my
I'm
god.
just kidding. I have not done that.
I think the mangaka authors, they're like anonymous.
Right.
What?
Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. But either way, I'm just hoping that this is the last piece of Goblin Slayer content that we review for a long time.
You really hate it.
And that's not because I hate it. It's just because there's so much of it.
There's really
Not that
not
much.
though.
There was one season and then a
There's one
very
season,
short movie.
one movie, yeah, that the first 25 minutes were just a recap of the first season.
Oh, yeah. And we'll get into
And-
that when we get into the review, but we're going to talk about the fucking movie, Goblins Crown. We talked about the trailer, we talked about the year one manga, and we talked about the anime series, season 1 of the anime series, but now we're going to talk about Goblins Crown. So, without further ado, let's just get into the review portion of the episode, my
Yes.
favorite part of the episode. And Mehgan, read us a synopsis, kick us off, get us started.
Okay, I read the full. I'll decide because you guys do like your own.
Sometimes I do. Cody
Sometimes,
does all the time.
I do. Josh just stole mine.
It depends if I think that it gives a lot away in the synopsis, and I maybe try to adjust it. But this really gives nothing. Shintaro Kisaragi's life as a shut-in would have been perfect if not for the cyber girl Eni who lives in his computer. He needs to replace his keyboard when it gets destroyed, so he leaves his room for the first time in 2 years, and then shenanigans ensue. Pretty much.
Shenanigans ensue. Was that your addition to it?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Because that's about when, stuff that... spoilers, I guess. Would...
Yeah.
Right, but I'm like, oh, well, I'm really glad I didn't know this was the premise of it.
I think there should be a point in every synopsis where you just say shenanigans ensue, because otherwise you're going to give a lot away.
Yeah.
How much did you guys read? I feel like Cody read.
The least.
Can I guess?
Yeah.
3 chapters. Guess, Mehgan. How many chapters do you think Cody, the underachiever, read?
2.
3.
I got it right.
Dang.
How many did you read?
1.5.
What do you? Why are you calling me an underachiever? You didn't even finish.
It's only 4. It's only 4 chapters in the first volume. So
And I'll be honest, out of the gate, I don't know why I read 1.5. The first chapter was longer, like they always tend to be, but it was easy to get through the first chapter.
yeah, it was. We'll talk about that because there's things that it was easy, but not in the best sense of being easy.
I guess there's no real way to just start it other than starting it. So, what did you think about it?
Well, I've seen it around. I've seen the main character with the blue pigtails, and actually reading more into it, the Kagerou project is a multimedia form of storytelling that this guy Jin made up, and he's affiliated with Vocaloid. Because do you guys know Vocaloid at all?
No.
Vocaloid is a synthesizer singing program, and that's where Vocaloid Miku Hatsune Miku, I have some stickers here for you guys.
Whoa.
You guys can they're kind of shitty. Hatsune Miku, which is this girl, she's one of Japan's biggest pop stars.
I know
She's
Hatsune
in
Miku.
commercials. She's huge, and she has a whole group which are these Vocaloids. So they're different characters. They all have different singing types because of the synthesizer program. And this guy made a couple Vocaloid songs and then created the Kagerou project, which follows these group of characters that have multimedia, like I said, manga, anime. There's an anime about this.
I've seen the anime, but I've only known Hatsune Miku. I've never heard of the
you don't know
Vocaloids or the
ones.
other characters.
Yeah, there's a lot. And, people make their own. Some are used with, real voice actors and then tweaked. Others, it's just the synthesizer program. But she sells at arenas. She has a hologram. She's fucking lit.
You
They all
showed
do.
us live performances of hers.
Yeah, she's awesome.
And it was packed, and it was kind of dope. It was the Tupac hologram of anime.
I was going to go to Coachella and then Rona. And I would have seen her. I probably would have cried. I definitely would have. I've been listening to her since I've been in a wee small child.
A wee weeb.
A wee weeb, if you will.
She, her concerts look pretty dope.
Oh
too.
yeah, and you can get a light stick, and you get to change the color. So if it's Miku, it's blue. If it's Luca, which is the pink-haired one.
Can I see?
Yeah, they're kind of messed up. But Luca, you can turn it to pink, and then you're all just cheering for them, and they're always on point. They never mess up because they're not real.
That's crazy. And so is the character in this manga a character from the what do you call them? The Vocaloids?
The Kagerou project. Yes and no. These are the main people like these Vocaloids, there's different branches of them. They're not really affiliated much with these characters, but they're a whole branch of characters that are in the manga, in the anime, that are kind of related to that. They have their own songs. It's really confusing. Like I had to really do a deep dive into it because it is connected. This manga also has a light novel, and then there's an anime, and it's all like connected through different forms of media and like
So this is like
radio
a giant
dramas. Yeah, it's
shared
a whole
universe.
It's a whole thing. So it was a lot
Interesting.
to go into, but I mean, just reading the first like chapter, I was like, this doesn't really feel like it would be like related to that at all. It's kind of weird.
I purposely hearing all of that makes me, I guess, feel more comfortable with the story, but I went into it knowing absolutely nothing, and after reading it, I usually always try to learn a little bit about whatever I'm reading. I'll try to look up whether there's anime adaptations, a little bit about the mangaka, the creator, a little bit about just the other, like you said, the other media.
Mm-hmm. And
what I didn't know when we were reviewing Magi last week is that the mangaka, the creator of Magi, we had such a problem with the character Aladdin feeding, as Cody put it, on multiple women throughout the series. What I found super interesting after the episode, I guess this should have been a housekeeping point, the mangaka is a woman. And so I don't know why that makes me more comfortable. Like if it was a dude writing and drawing that, I would feel way more uncomfortable. But the fact that it's a woman,
there's female perverts.
yeah, but
That's not. You're like, I don't care.
I'm down.
No, that should not be.
No, I don't know. I don't know. I think it might be more innocent and maybe that's fucked up that I'm even thinking that I feel like it's a more
honestly, if
innocent
Magi,
thing coming from a woman.
Aladdin, how old is he? Because women like fucking breastfeed their kids until they're like 6 years old. Like people do that shit.
Do that, yeah.
And they talk and they're like, "Hey mom, can I get a fucking glass of that milk?" And you're like,
Yeah,
if you're saying that, you should not be doing this anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the rules. Once you're old enough to ask for it,
no.
you got to start eating
No,
vegetables or
it's
something.
true. Like people really be crazy like that.
Oh, yeah. I used to date a girl whose younger brother was like 7 or 8. Totally fine. Not breastfeeding,
Okay.
but like
That's
7 or 8 seems like an odd age. Like her mom would still like bathe him and stuff. And that seems weird to me. Right? 8 years old, bathe yourself.
Yeah.
And he was like, and I understand that there are people with certain,
Yeah, 8 is a bit too old. 8 is,
Yeah.
I think 7, you're like, okay, you chill here. I'm going to go do shit. I don't have to sit by you. And
I think 5 is the age where it's like, yeah, you're on your own. And
Yeah.
definitely, you
In
just get left
general?
home alone. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I think that's about the age where you just learn how to just cook your own food.
is
and
that
stuff.
Wash your own clothes.
Yeah,
Is that your
yeah.
story?
Yeah, because no one's home ever. So I think that's the normal age range for that.
Yeah, dude. 8 years old or 5 years old when you're allowed to start digging through the scrapyard on your own.
Yeah, for scraps.
For scraps, for food scraps, and for car parts, and for pieces to fix your air conditioning because
All of the above.
you're sweating and no one left the windows open for you.
To make a scrap best friend.
I did fall out of a window, but that's
Okay. Anyway, before we get too sad, so yeah, my point is I usually do a lot of research, but for this I decided to let you do it all, and I kind of came in super cold.
This is amazing how you announce that for this time I didn't do anything.
Yeah, I make an announcement
But
out of not doing anything.
you gave it such a
Yes.
I think normally I do. Now last time no I didn't. But this time
Yeah.
I
This
just want to
time-
point out I especially have not.
Yeah, and I
And
like
I didn't either. And I'm not now. And
But-
now you know.
now everybody knows. And
That-
coming from the underachiever,
I read more than you.
and what else? What else did you do?
I understand things better than you.
Yeah, you do. No, he does. Normally,
That's probably why I read more.
I don't think that's why, but let's be honest. Cody does understand things a little bit more than I do. And it's because I just have a vivid imagination.
Yeah. And I don't
Because you're
necessarily
carefree
understand
or-
social things better. But
That's true.
That's because I'm a more real life person.
yeah.
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 I understand. Yeah, real life more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
thought you
no,
were.
nope,
I thought, okay. All right. So anyway, I want to be educated. I want to know. I now feel like I know a lot more about it. But Tell me more. Tell me more about this world and this like.
Yeah, so there's like this group of, let me see, I wrote them down. Mecha Don group, and you later I don't know if this is a spoiler or not.
Go ahead. I mean,
they have like powers. It's weird.
Oh, well, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, they have powers. And what I read, they don't sing. So I was kind of upset.
And you said
because that's like a Vocaloid thing.
Yeah, you said the first volume is 4 chapters, and in 4 chapters they didn't sing.
Yeah, no, I don't. I don't think they sing.
I was only 1 chapter short of. Okay, so that's the reveal they gave at the final chapter.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's a spoiler.
Yeah.
Okay.
That they have powers? I don't think so.
No, I mean, not. It kind of says it in the synopsis too.
Oh, is that the shenanigans?
Mm-hmm.
That's the shenanigans. It also says it in the first chapter.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah. He says something about powers. And I remember reading that and thinking, okay, when's that going to come into play? And then because I only read a chapter and a half, it never did.
Yeah. It's a little like up in the air right now. They do kind of explain why they're doing the shit that they're doing and why they're a group, but not really. So we'll see.
I thought they were like idols.
No.
Yeah, I'm going to be very honest. I'm just going to say it.
Did you guys read this?
Yeah, I'm going to put it out there. I have never been so much more confused by the opening couple of chapters to a manga in my life.
Why?
I was confused. Cody did mention earlier that I don't understand things, but I lost.
Well, you like in the first 2 chapters, I believe, you see like his point of view, and then they reverse it where I think you were, and they show the girl's point of view of the situation, which I like when manga do that, so you can see 2 different perspectives and things that were left out, you know, that you didn't see, that you're like, oh, that makes sense now. But it is a bit confusing, like I said, like the group, like what's going on with them? Why are they just there? They're just.
Did you guys read chapter 0, by the way?
Yeah, I don't remember anything that happened in it, but yeah. When I finished it, I was like, I don't think this has to...
It had nothing, as far as I'm concerned, it had nothing to do with anything. It was, I think, 8 pages or 9 pages long, and it took place in a completely different era with characters who, I don't know.
This is the problem with when they do these things with like there's a whole like multimedia, like you're like, okay, so what is the manga, what's the light novel, why are we adding things, like is this the original copy of it, is this not, and it's too much. It's so much content, and it's like, what am I
don't know how I feel about chapter 0s in general. How do you guys feel about a chapter 0 in a story?
It depends. It depends. Like you're saying, it has nothing to do with the story at all, and like it shouldn't have been there. Then it shouldn't have been there.
Yeah, it's like they're usually like a fairy tale that's told to like get you in like the vibe of the series before the series really starts.
Yeah,
they rarely have to do anything with it, because if it would, it'd be chapter 1.
And that's what I'm saying, dude. Let's just get right into it. I don't need a chapter 0. I hate when I'm planning on reading something and I have to. There's like. I want to start at 1. You know, I don't want to have to read something and then start. I don't want to have to do anything and then start. I want to just start. Right? Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that's your philosophy?
Yeah.
With everything?
So yeah, with everything.
Cool.
So let's just get rid of zeros.
Okay.
Let's get rid of the number 0 while we're at it. Right?
Me? No.
Well, if we got rid of zeros, then we'd get rid of one of the hosts of this podcast.
Hey.
Right? Am I right? Anyway.
Let's just start.
Let's just start.
No bullshit. No games.
Yeah, I don't know. And so for me, the chapter 0 was confusing, and the whole first chapter, it made no sense to me. I hated it. I absolutely hated it.
It made no sense. I thought it was pretty clear what the story was.
Yeah.
I hated that they were. So what they do in the first chapter is this guy is narrating his life, the story, and he keeps saying over and over like, oh, I'm glad that person's not here. Oh, I can't wait for that person to show up. Mm-hmm. Oh, we should, you know, if only that it's like, write it better. You know, like stop saying that person, like just be more creative.
Well, because they're leading up to introducing Any.
Yeah, the computer program.
Yeah, but you don't know that yet.
Yeah, but there's a better way to write that. And it can be translation. That's why I don't like harping on these things too much, because it could be translated funny. But I don't know. Like, make it a mystery through you have the medium that you're working in allows you to show me things, and it allows you for me to read things and learn things through that, or learn things through a visual medium, right? Through your art. So use that. It just felt very lazy for them to keep going like that person. Like, you're supposed to be curious about this. You're supposed to be interested in this.
I kind of had an issue with the writing too. It was really wordy in like most parts, and I was just like, too much words. Just this is too much.
Yeah,
it's way too much. It's too wordy, and like some of the descriptions of what they're talking about were very confusing. And the panels with the word bubbles are all over the place. I'm like, who's talking? It was a lot of mixed signals there.
The panels were a little confusing to me too. Also, tell me if I'm wrong, Cody. Cody's usually the overly critical one here. So tell me if I'm wrong. There was a part where he's narrating, the main character's narrating the story, and he says, in a very cliche way, there's hijinks are ensuing with him, this computer program. His mom comes in because the computer program plays a noise really loud on his computer, right? And he says, over the chaos, well, to explain this, I got to take you way back to day one, right? And then it fades to black, and he opens an email. It's all he does. To explain all of this, I got to take you back to where it all started.
I thought I must have, like, blanked out, honestly. 'Cause it's just like, oh, the origin of it, and it's just, he clicked the link.
That's it.
If I didn't click that link, I wouldn't have
They specifically say she doesn't know why she's here either, so no one knows what this thing is. She doesn't either, and I just downloaded it.
I
that felt I mean that I took that as in like I'm not. There's gonna be no explanation for what this is. Just accept that it's there, and I clicked the link. Okay,
cool.
I thought I went back and thought I missed something. And I was like, nope, didn't miss anything.
Yeah. It's very what's the word? Just like mediocre.
I mean, mediocre is a word that I would use.
Yeah,
to describe
it's very like you were saying. It's like easy to get through, but it's just like easy because it's so simple.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's super just like this is extremely okay.
Yeah, there are a lot of other things that I thought were equally as mediocre about this and confusing and dumb. But
what was your favorite part, though?
Cody, you go.
Oh, Josh is really bad.
Cody, you take it over
when
from here.
When it got to because I didn't know the synopsis at all of this, so I just went in reading it, and I thought it was about some sort of NEET with his AI friend.
Mm-hmm.
And like the first chapter's plot is him just deciding to get up and go get like batteries or a new mouse or something because he spilled soda on it because of the noise she made.
Yeah.
Well, she went to go like delete a file that he'd been working on, and so he was like, "Don't!" And he got up and spilled soda all over his keyboard and all that.
Yeah. Why did she do that?
So they're doing that, and he's making like, oh, if you play nice, I'll take you over here, and then like.
If you play nice.
And then like robbers or like that I like that. I was like, oh wow, I didn't think this was gonna take this turn.
Yeah. They go to I like how they exaggerated the shut-in aspect of it. Mm-hmm. He was so much of a shut-in, he never stepped a foot outdoors.
Well, that's not so much an exaggeration for like we use the term NEET as like an insult for someone that like I don't know plays video games every now and then when they're off work and they're just trying to unwind doing something they enjoy. But like over there, it's a real issue.
Where people don't leave,
and parents enable it because I mean it's being turned around. But mental health care is, not as that's also not like I went to therapy because just whatever. I just go to therapy over here, but over there it's more of they would choose to ignore the problem.
Yeah, or choose to ignore it, or if you go to therapy, you're like begging people for help, which is not what they like to do. Everyone's very like. Individual, like, oh, I'm going to do my shit. I don't want anyone else to worry about me. Like, I'm just going to get my shit done. That's why, like, the working class over there, like at Gretzko. They kind of touch on it, but like people work their asses off like day and night, dead end job, just fucking getting money, going to sleep, waking up, going to job, and then people die from overworking, and it's crazy over there. And NEETS is like a huge thing. They don't want to, deal with working or like reality, so they just stay inside all day, every day.
Castaway on the Moon?
No.
It's not what I thought it was going to be, which was the movie Castaway, but in space.
On the moon.
On the moon. Wilson! He's like floating out into space. Wilson!
And then Wilson
He's
is
in a
the
spacesuit.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wilson has a helmet on, even though he can't breathe.
The other astronaut's corpses form a smiley face on the moon.
Yeah, he floats away and then he sees a giant bloody handprint on the moon. And with a face.
But really, the handprint's on his helmet, but he sees the reflection.
Oh, fuck me.
Dude, we have to write this movie now.
That's
Castaway
great.
Moon, because someone already took Castaway on the Moon.
Yeah, Castaway Moon is maybe even tighter,
That's, It starts with a Japanese businessman jumps off a bridge, and he, like, washes on shore on, a little island under the bridge, so he's not, like, it's not like a hidden island. And he's just like, fuck it, and he's just on there, and then he, like, finds berries, like, maybe these berries will kill me. And then throughout the movie, he just like learns to enjoy being on this island alone, not going to work, and just like living off that. And like he like gets bird poop and like picks out the seeds of it and starts growing a farm there. And eventually, like he sees boats drive by him, but by that point, he's like hides from them. And then like there's like a neat girl who like her mom just like a prison just sends food under the door and then cries because like, oh, this is what my kid is doing. But then she has a telescope and she sees that guy's on the moon, and then he writes messages to her in the sand, and then she like at night she like sneaks out and like avoids anyone seeing her and like throws him like a letter in a bottle and then like runs away as fast as possible.
What is this?
It's Castaway on the Moon.
It's a movie?
Yeah.
Is it a foreign film?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's Japanese. I thought it was really good.
Huh. Interesting. And so you feel like that's
a movie.
Interesting is not me saying that I don't care. Interesting is
two interestings mean I don't care.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's cracked the
interesting. Okay. One interesting means I don't know what to add, but I feel as though I have a thought on this.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, yeah, that's pretty good. That's actually really good. I mean.
He ain't wrong.
He ain't wrong. I mean, that sounds cool, but are you saying that has that is kind of speaking to that problem, or that, I guess,
that just shows the two sides of the business life and then the neat life of, because I mean suicide's a pretty common thing, and then it shows like the girl isn't, it's not one of those things where the girl's the neat, and it doesn't show her as like still being like a supermodel who like is playing like she like lives the neat, like she is.
Say that word, by the way. What is that word?
What? Neat?
Yeah. Because I'd never heard that until this.
Really?
And maybe that's me not knowing things, but
I think it's something. Well, she's gonna look it up, but I think it's.
I locked myself out of my phone. Oh. It's a specific term.
It's like not employed ever, or something like that.
Okay, go ahead. I had just thought that was interesting because I had never heard it before.
I've heard it. I mean, obviously through anime. I've watched like a couple different anime where like a NEET is the main character.
NEET is an acronym that stands for Not in Education, Employment, or Training. It refers to a person who is unemployed, not receiving an education, or in vocational training. Guess who's NEET?
Well, yeah. Now a lot of Americans have been NEET.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guess who's NEET? We're all NEET. Not all of us, but some of us.
Some of us are more on the businessman side of this, who want to just go his route.
But go ahead. I didn't want to cut you off. What were you saying about?
Because the whole point of it is showing like the where teens are at in Japan, and it's two ends of that spectrum, and like how they meet and how they talk, and how he like still like, even though he's a businessman, he doesn't even really know how to talk to people, and neither does she. And then how they're like, there's a part where she like throws him a letter at like 1 a.m. that says hi, and then he writes in sand, "How are you?" And then she sends a letter the next day saying, "Good, thank you. How are you?" And he goes, "Good, thank you." And then he's just like
boring.
He's just sitting.
My text go.
Yeah, boring conversation. Learn how to fucking talk.
He's just sitting on the beach and he's like, "How are you? Good, good. How are you? Good, thank you. Good, thank you." like just appreciate, just like. I mean, I relate to that. I don't know if that's.
I don't because they're responding.
I'm just like walking through, just like walking yourself through a conversation, and just how he's like, I interacted with someone, and like we had a conversation.
It's not real unless he's sending her a message, and then he sees that it's been read, and she hasn't replied, and that's real. Not this constant back and forth of conversation.
Yeah.
Cody, we're gonna workshop a new Castaway Moon.
Yeah, Castaway Moon.
Castaway Moon.
Yeah. But I need like that. The only unrealistic part about that is the fact that he is like in shape with a nice haircut, with good skin, and his room's not bad.
The character in this story.
They mentioned his room is like dirty, and there's just like a pile of like clothes, like neatly piled next to his bed. It's like,
is he like an old man?
No one. No, he's in the movie.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's like a young adult, and then she's like a young adult. They're both like early 20s. Just he's just entered that businessman life, and he's already like I can't imagine living the rest of my life like this.
Interesting.
So
interesting.
That was cute.
This episode is going to be called One Interesting.
I won't spoil the ending, but I mean I cried.
I do want to. Whoa. I do want to check it out.
There's a thing where he wants to like make his own ramen, and then she like sends him a pack, and he just keeps the sauce packet. He's like, no, I want to make this. I want to actually do something. And
on the
like,
island.
He's
on the moon.
He spends like weeks like growing like weed or whatever, and like making
No wonder he's alone.
And then when he finally eats it, he cries out of like joy from like
being so high, being so stoned.
No, of making. I said wheat.
Oh.
Yeah, that adds a different.
Yeah, it changes really everything. Anyway, that I do see how that could tie into this, because this guy similarly is a NEET, and I guess it's a very common thing. It's something that I never really seen before, but he hasn't left the house in years. He goes to put on clothes, and clothes are a novelty to him. Like he's almost forgotten what clothes are or what clothes he owns. He makes a comment when he opens the drawer and sees his clothes again. He's like, what are these?
I mean, it's kind of like quarantine, like the beginning of quarantine when you weren't really going anywhere. Like you're kind of just like, I would come here and then just go home and not be going out. So I would just wear pajamas all day. Imagine doing for that 2 years.
I know.
Not just wearing your lounge shit all day, not getting your shoes on.
No one stayed inside. After, I think 3 months, everyone gave up on like. Oh, probably. Actually, only for pictures did they like quarantine. But like, I mean, we're approaching a year. It's if they announce like right now they're saying, oh, there's gonna be vaccines, but like if they announce like, oh, we'll have it by spring of next year, and they're just gonna keep doing that, 2 years, I don't think at this point anyone would even freak out.
Yeah, I think it's becoming too normal, and I don't like it. I want things to go back to the way they used to be.
I'm just so happy people on unemployment are making less than me. Again, that's
okay, Cody.
Cody's such a hater.
Yeah, what do you want me to do? I had to buy you.
I had to organize a walkout just to try to make as much money as unemployment. You know how much that?
Well, it didn't last very long, and aren't you glad you kept your job?
It lasted like 3 months.
Yeah, I made a lot of money. Anyway, yeah.
If I made that unemployment, I wouldn't have had to work for the next like year. I would have been set.
Or you would have spent it all because you didn't have to earn it.
I wouldn't have. I'm very like budget. I bought one video game in the past like 4 months.
Good for you.
That's not good. I want that money.
Then work. I don't know.
That was the best one you could come up with.
Literally the last person to tell you to do that. Okay, but let's get back to this thing. So, Mehgan, I also did not like the fact that they go to this skyscraper Best Buy, right? And there's an amusement park on the top of this Best Buy.
That's also common, though, in Japan.
Amusement parks on top of skyscrapers?
On, like, malls.
Do you just not understand Japanese culture?
I guess I didn't.
He's not a veteran.
Well, that's not far-fetched, actually. Okay, but my problem is this. Well, actually, that's also...
I've consumed a lot of anime, and I've consumed a lot of manga, and I have never heard of anywhere, actually, that it's common for amusement parks to be on top of skyscrapers.
I wouldn't say common, but it's definitely a thing.
Yeah, like when I read that, I was like, "Oh, I guess that's a thing over there."
But see, you
read that and you went, What the hell?
I'll take it a step further.
Whoa.
If it is a thing over there, why?
Because it's fun.
No, it's not safe. Unnecessary.
It's a good date, though.
You know what else?
Double whammy right there. Walk around, do some window shopping, then let's go on the Ferris wheel, babe.
Yeah. Do you think roller coasters shouldn't? Or you think that's like a plot issue in our country, that roller coasters exist because they're unsafe and unnecessary?
I'm just saying there's no need to up the risk and put them on top of a fucking skyscraper, a tower. You know? They're already scary. This is just me being afraid of roller coasters. They're already scary. And heights are already scary.
Oh, wait, you don't like roller coasters either?
I do actually like roller coasters.
You're the one who
I'm
does
terrified of roller coasters.
Yeah. Ha 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 ha.
Are you?
I don't like the drops.
Oh, I love
Give me
roller
those corkscrews all day, but I can't do the drops.
I'm fine up until the halfway point of the first incline.
Mm-hmm.
After that, it's all just... I was on a date at Not Scary Farm, and we waited 2 hours in line. We got there early for it. 2 hours in line for this ride, and we're there, and I just started inhaling. She's like, "What's wrong?" Like, I'm afraid of roller coasters. She goes, "Oh no!" And then it started.
She's like, "Oh no, Cody, I never want to see you again."
No, that came later.
Which one?
Huh?
Which roller coaster?
I don't know the name. It was at Knott's.
Not
Scary Farm.
Yeah.
they make their own roller coasters for the Scary Farm.
It wasn't the one in the front.
Golden Bullet, or
it was in the. I think so. Because it.
I think that's what it's called.
Silver
Bullet. Sorry, Silver Bullet.
Yeah, maybe that one.
Or Ghost Rider. Was it wood?
No, it wasn't Ghost Rider. If Ghost Rider is here, it was in the back.
I don't know.
And it was higher than Ghost Rider.
Yeah,
it was the whole thing was like it really holds on when it's at the peak of the roller coaster.
Nope.
You guys
I was just
are
having a heart attack.
Yeah, you guys are just, I don't know. You guys are, I guess, chickens, I guess, wimps, I guess.
Well,
scaredy
I would say
cats.
that the coward is someone who avoids something, and true courage is facing something even though you're afraid. You know where I got that from?
One of your Venom comics?
Close. Green Lantern.
That was close.
Yeah.
That'd be fun if we got you guys gave us tips, and then we get money, and then we're like, okay, someone we bet, we'll go on the roller coaster if you give us this amount of money, and we'll record it with GoPros.
Yeah.
And me and Cody will just be crying the whole time and not having fun at all, and you're in the back woo!
Yeah, and see, what you guys don't know is I've also used that money to bribe the machine technicians to pretend as if some sort of malfunction has occurred.
I'm not scared of dying on a roller coaster. Let's get that. I don't give a fuck about dying on a roller coaster. Yeah, sure, if there's nothing I can do.
Then what are you afraid of?
I don't like the feeling of dropping into my death. I hate that gut feeling that you get, and you're dropping, and I'm not having fun. I just feel like I'm dying. I would never go sky fucking.
I've been bungee jumping before.
Yeah, you're fucking crazy. You're crazy.
It's fun.
You're crazy.
At a certain point,
I would never do that.
At a certain point, you're like, if I die, I die.
That's what I feel in roller coasters.
Yeah.
But you can choose not to do that.
You can choose not to bungee jump too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I just think it's unnecessary to put roller coasters and Ferris wheels on top of buildings, especially very tall buildings.
Okay.
It's unnecessary. It's like adding another cake on top of another cake.
Write a letter to Japan, man. I don't know what to tell you.
And I think it is a bit exaggerated, this building in general, how tall it is. I don't think they would be, I don't think they do that in reality. They probably do it like the mall, the Montclair Mall. That's not too high. You put it on top of there, it'd be fine.
Sure.
But
but
not a skyscraper.
Don't put it on top of the tallest building in this Japan that you've created.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, very odd that they decided to mention the security system in the first chapter of the manga until coincidentally it gets broken into.
I don't think that's
what.
I don't think that's an issue. What was your problem with mentioning the security system?
It was not cleverly added into the dialogue. It was just shoved in there. It was, to me, this is how I read it. Oh, we need to go buy a TV, or we need to go buy a computer. So let's go to this fucking tall Best Buy. And so they go to this tall Best Buy, and as they're outside marveling at the building, he's like, wow, I haven't been outside in a long time. It's a beautiful day. This is a nice building. She's like, did you also know that they have a state-of-the-art security system? And he's like, oh, no, I didn't know that. I don't comment on places' security systems.
Well, an AI would.
An AI would, because she's taking in all the information. And plus, like I said, they give you the two, Oh, he fell asleep. Oh, is he?
I'm rebooting. Sorry.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, they give you the two perspectives, and it comes into play like, oh, that makes sense. Why she would say
okay,
that.
so when
But,
we hear it from her perspective, it makes more sense why she said that.
well, just the two. When you see the two like sets of perspectives, you're like, oh, I guess that makes sense why she would comment on that. And like the group, the other group, not just him. Yeah, it all kind of ties in. But Cody's point is correct. Like she probably would comment on that because she's scanning everything. She's making sure he's safe. You know. Ooh,
Cody's-
Josh, we're sorry.
I'm sorry that you have bad taste in manga.
We're not saying it's good.
You have done the worst. Well, yeah, I mean, we haven't even talked about that. We're still trying to just cover the basic story here.
Right.
But you did the worst thing, which was you only read half of one chapter.
Yeah.
So which really brings your credibility down by a lot.
And I'm the loudest one.
Yeah, that's true. It's very true.
And the loudest people are usually the people that know the least. And that's a lesson that you can take and apply in multiple areas of your life.
We've done some good quotes. We should get someone make a T-shirt of all the inspirational quotes we've given out today.
Yeah.
Or just live by them.
Yeah.
Wear that as
No.
You're right.
Yeah, we want to see that shit.
Yeah.
You just want people to know you think that.
Yeah.
You don't want to actually have to do that.
True.
Appearances.
Yes.
Yep. I also think that the reason I read half a chapter, by the way, Cody, was because I expected it to make more sense after. And halfway through the second chapter, it continued to make no sense to me. So I said, nope.
You weren't interested when he's like, okay, he's bumping into people and like they're actually like being nice to him. He's like, what is this?
Nope.
And then like what do you call heisters?
Absolutely not.
That didn't get you interested?
It got me uninterested. They busted through, and I was like, "Okay, I'm out."
Really?
Yeah.
I read 5 chapters.
Okay.
So I was like, what's gonna happen? Like, I want to know what the fuck's going on. I feel like if it's like that, like, I don't know, it's not good, but I want to keep reading because I need some clarity, and it might be good.
We've read things that don't give us all the information at once, and I need to keep reading.
It's not only information though. It's so weird because they give you a lot of info, but at the same time, it's like I don't understand anything that you're saying right now to me, like to the characters or kind of explaining things. Like they write like what do they say?
What are you doing, Cody? What are you doing?
Where is it?
Are you disappointed because I didn't want to continue reading something that you thought was such a good thing to keep reading?
I'm gonna let Mehgan load up her ammunition.
We avoid
here.
We avoid the police's eye and infiltrate dangerous facilities to borrow various things. That's what he says as an example of what they do, and I'm like, that is the most vague.
Say it one more time.
We avoid police eyes and infiltrate dangerous facilities to borrow various things.
Okay, so do I.
Imagine him like I assume he's like holding his fingers up like this while he says that.
Yeah.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah. So do I. I avoid the police. I borrow things. Whatever the other thing he said was.
Various things.
Various things.
Various things.
That's all he says.
Yeah. So
Cool.
what's that supposed to mean?
I don't. That's my point. Like they say things that I'm just like, cool. This is great.
When does he say that?
At the end of chapter 4, I think. Like when they meet, or 5 actually. I don't know. They introduce you to the other characters, and you're like, cool.
So do you guys like it, or do you guys not like it?
It's super basic, which would be better to see on screen than read. Because I can handle like a little bit of basic if I'm watching it and it's kind of entertaining and the animation's good versus reading it where I'm just like, these words just mean nothing and it's not interesting. Like it is interesting enough for me to like want to find out what happens, but if I watched 13 episodes, I wouldn't be mad and you'd see it progress. I don't know. And the character design's cool and I've seen the animation already and I feel like I don't know how much it's different. Like there's differences between the manga and the anime. Obviously, that's what they, sometimes do.
Did you watch a full episode?
I didn't. I did not. I want to after reading this, but I don't know.
I mean, you would have been all over the AI character.
I know. I am.
Okay.
I am. That was what I put my My favorite part is that he literally has a computer waifu and doesn't give a fuck about her. Like, it's so funny. He's just like, this fucking annoying bitch, here she is again. It's like, bro, you're only talking to one person.
Yeah.
For 2 years. And she seems to really like you. And he's like, everyone reading is just like, this guy has it all.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Yeah, I don't know why I don't care about this story at all.
It's a little boring.
I guess are we going to talk about the spoiler stuff?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think...
Are we?
Are we, Megan?
No.
Oh, no.
No, just kidding.
No, we're never going to do it.
Okay.
It's spoiler time!
It gets better every time. What is a spoiler to you, Cody, that you think is so sacred to not be shared?
Well, I mean, because after the...
Cody can't. He thinks it's so funny.
After the robbers come in, the main character actually has like a heroic moment where he's like... And also he talks shit to them. He doesn't like cower in fear or anything. He's like, people like, you deserve to be in jail, and then he has a plan to like, I guess if he can connect her like through the phone to the system there, she can like, it just cuts because then he gets shot, and then
he gets shot. Bang.
The main character does?
Mm-hmm.
It's a graze.
And then the AI does something to help everyone. They don't actually show that part.
Yeah, they just kind of cut out when he passes out and then he wakes up in a facility and all the characters are there and they're like, yeah, you're a part of our group now. And he's like, what? Imoto? And it's like his little sister. And she's like,
Momo-chan?
what are you doing here? And he's just like, I'm here. I'm in the group. She's like, me too. And it's like, cool. They're just
I don't
in
know.
the same group.
Was the AI girl there?
She was there. She
Okay.
was like, on the phone. But... It's just literally that's the explanation of what they do, I guess. The Mecha Dan group, and they're the singer. Like I'm so confused. I don't know. I think they were just like the characters that he put into make them sing. I don't think it has anything to do with the anime or manga, but I wish it did.
And the after that, it then cuts to his little sister, who is like the most beautiful person in the world.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, for real?
She's like, I didn't get that far.
Damn.
No, she's like an idol, and she hates doing it. She literally is just like, yeah, I did this because I know what I look like and I know I can, be successful at doing this, but I don't like all eyes on me, although they've always been on me like my whole life and people just watch me because the way I look. She just hates it, which I kind of liked. I kind of liked that side of it of, an idol being like, I just doing this for a job. I could not give a shit about it.
Yeah, but
I guess.
anytime I see a beautiful person talking about how it sucks, all this attention, I'm like, shut up. You do not want the opposite end. You do not.
No attention at all.
I truly believe, you don't want the opposite end. You don't. Because if you really did, there are ways to, like, sure, you want to feel good about yourself too, and maybe not have all the attention. I could see that. But also, get a fucked up haircut, wear baggy clothes.
Put a hat on.
Put a hat on, you know what I mean? Don't wear makeup. I get you want to feel good about yourself too, but at the same time, like,
It's like people who say, like, being rich actually isn't all that great. It's like,
money doesn't buy you happiness.
It absolutely buys you happiness.
Yeah, it
100%.
definitely does.
Safety, like comfort of mind. And the thing is, if you don't like being, you can give me the money. My boss at my work was saying that, and I told him I'll take his money. He said, "Oh no." So
money can absolutely buy you happiness. I think the right way to say that is money can't make you fulfilled, but it can buy you an abundance of happiness.
Yeah, shitty people say that money can't buy you happiness.
Yeah.
People that are shitty say that because then they like no one wants to be around them because they're shitty.
That's
they're
a
like,
roundabout.
money can't buy me love, and it's like, yeah, no shit, because you're an asshole.
Yeah. Or I think really rich people say that, and really poor people say that. Because
Poor people have to tell.
Yeah,
them.
poor people,
Exactly.
they have to say it.
Yeah, just like my parents told me that crooked teeth had character, so they didn't have to buy me braces.
Your teeth aren't crooked.
Well, I had braces, and then I moved across the country from living with one parent to living with another. And when I came here to live with my dad, the orthodontist was like, I don't know what they did with your braces back there, so I'm going to have to start all over from scratch here.
You had braces?
Yeah, and my dad was like, oh, nah, just take them off. They're fine. And the
How
orthodontist...
long did you have them?
Like 6 months. And the orthodontist was like, no, but he needs braces. And my dad's like, nah, I don't think he does. And he's like,
Dang.
No, but he should re-get them. His teeth are going to get crooked again. And they're like, they're straighter than they were. So that's good.
I kind of wish I had braces for a little bit.
Your teeth are also... You guys...
I have my bottom teeth are messed up. It's just one tooth, but I used to have a big gap when I was younger.
Really?
Like a fucking get the London look gap. And I was little and they were like, oh, it'll close up when her teeth start growing in. But I wish I could have gotten they want to just put braces right here on the front 2 fucking teeth. I was like, no way, Jose.
So how did your gap end up?
Like
it closed up, I guess.
Oh.
It's like what they said would happen.
Yeah, but I had these on. See?
Yeah, I got the... Like goblin bottom.
You have tiny teeth, dude.
I was born with like 10 extra teeth, so.
What?
Really?
Yeah.
You have shark teeth.
I have shark teeth, and like I would have little I guess this was a hint of things to come. I would have like teeth growths come out of my teeth.
I've seen that.
Like little micro teeth.
That gives me nightmares.
And I those came out, so I would like pluck those out as a kid. Yeah, and I had 5 wisdom teeth.
Oh my god!
So
I didn't get
really
my wisdom teeth taken out.
And I had
Really
another.
smart.
I had to have 6 teeth taken out for that whole thing for my
your tumor, your face tumor.
The little spoiler was the fact that I had a bunch of growths in my mouth, and I guess that was the hint that there's going to be more of that.
Foreshadowing.
Foreshadowing. That's the word.
Yeah.
So
Interesting. Man,
teeth, man.
Teeth are great, huh?
Teeth. I want to. Yeah, you get this fixed, but I guess some people are like, it's so you would look different. Like Josh is like, don't fix your bottom teeth, and I'm like, no, they look no.
I mean, I do think your teeth look fine, and I actually think Cody's teeth look fine too. I don't know. I just think that it is something that they have to tell. Like you tell yourself things like that, like crooked teeth add character when you can't afford to get straight teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah. What character?
Yeah. I wouldn't need character if I had money.
Is the character that I have bad teeth?
Yeah, I'm gonna be a dumb character. Is that the character I'm supposed to play in this life?
Crooked teeth.
But money can absolutely buy happiness, 1,000,000%. But I don't know what our point was saying that. Why were we saying that?
Oh, because she spends the entire 3rd chapter just talking about how much it sucks being how beautiful she is.
Oh, right.
She's beautiful, and that played into part of people just staring at her and shit. But then she also just became an idol because of that, and it made it 10 times worse. So now she always has to be incognito, even if she goes out or.
To the point where she gets exposed because someone sees her on a TV, and then an entire crowd merges on it, becomes a paparazzi thing. They're all they want all autographs and pictures of her, and she has to run away. And her teacher, she does a bad assignment, and he's just like, it's fine. We don't expect too much of you, pretty much. And she's just like,
must be fucking nice. I don't like that this character complains about that, Mehgan.
Why?
Because I want what she has.
An easy life.
An easy life.
No, her manager was like, do you realize who you are? You're not normal. You can't be doing this shit out here. You can't be a normal person ever. And she's like, well, I want to quit then. And then she quits.
Well, also, she says stuff like, why are they all looking at me like I'm weird? And it's like, why they're looking at you. It's because you're hot. She's like, I guess I'm weird. The thing is, she doesn't know she's hot. Because that's all
it's she does and she doesn't.
She keeps saying, why is everyone looking at me? And then she flips her hair.
Yeah, you also can't say I'm an idol because I know what I look like, and then also say in the same sentence, why are people looking at me? I must be weird.
Yeah.
More holes in the story I don't like. And I didn't even read that part.
She knows. Just don't do it then.
Yeah, you could also just stop.
Just don't do it.
What's the point of bringing the sister into this at all?
Because she is a part of the group now. She's a part of the Mecha Dan.
And recruited by accident?
Yeah, by accident. They thought that she was the new team member that was going to come in and become a part of the group when she wasn't. And now they're like, fuck, now she knows our secret. We can't let her go now. I guess you're in the fucking group now.
And then they just never find that actual person?
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Okay, so
it's a lot.
I guess we've kind of done a little bit of questions. I mean, is the next thing that we're supposed to ask, but I don't know what to ask, man. I mean, I really don't care to know anything about this. I feel like I know all I know.
Will you give the anime? Do you think you would ever watch the anime?
No.
I would see the anime.
Yeah, I would watch the first episode of the anime. It looks, I want to know what the fuck. I don't know anything yet.
And that's what I'm saying. I don't know anything. I mean, I only read a chapter and a half, but especially that, I don't know anything about what's happening and why it's happening and why I should care about why it's happening. And if you're telling me that it doesn't get better,
I don't really care yet. that much. Like, I care enough to be like, okay, I want to know what happens, but I'm not like, oh my god, Annie is like the best character of all. Like, I don't really know them. I don't
I could
like.
see you getting a sticker of the AI.
Oh yeah, she's super
I
cute.
can see her getting a figure of the character.
I can see me getting a cosplay.
She's
of the
got
character.
like implants that are designed to look like bandages. Is
yeah, implants.
like the little those metal, or were those just AI bandages?
I think they're just AI bandages.
I think they might
I
be
think it'd
just
just be
pieces of
character
metal
design.
in her. Yeah,
I thought it was one of those things where they're like, oh, it's cat ears, but actually they're like, oh, they're cybernetic implants, and they just they have to be angled, and you need 2 of them.
Yeah.
And then also we painted it to match your hair color. We thought that'd be cute.
Yeah.
We thought that'd be cute.
And
I guess.
yeah, you have a neural implant in the back of your spine that forms like a tail because you have to connect. You're a cat girl.
You're a cat girl, but also this is very practical. These are all very practical.
It's
Rest
necessary.
assured, everything here is definitely we had to do.
100%
No, we have to do
necessary.
it. I love
100%
I love thinking
necessary.
about meetings of like businessmen. They're all in suits and they're like, okay, so her design. They're having like a PowerPoint.
Yeah.
This is maximum cuteness, and everyone's like,
It's like,
yes, this will be good. This will be good. Can't you say neon?
How do we justify her saying yeah at the end of every word? Well, the neuro interface causes a
yeah.
yes,
She's
yes,
actually
yes.
that's what the microchip is called. That is in her.
Oh yes, neon.
Yeah.
Neon. Yes.
yeah.
Neon.
So she sometimes short circuits, and we'll just say
And it
that.
goes, yeah.
Got it,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. We got a hit on our hands.
We fucking got it, boys.
We got it. Yeah, dude, I probably will never watch the anime adaptation of this. I will probably never read this ever again. I will probably never, I don't know. I don't have any questions. Cody, do you have any questions about this at all?
You don't think it gets better?
I want to hope it does, because I really like glanced over like clips of the anime because I was watching a video that explained the Kagerou project and how they're like related to Vocaloids and stuff, which I'm like interested in because I love Vocaloids. So I'm like, why wouldn't I like it? I feel like if I get into the music and see the characters and like know their voices and then maybe go into the anime, I might feel a little better. But as of right now, reading it, I was kind of just like a bummer, honestly. Like I thought it was gonna be a little better than it was. I think I just had high hopes because I saw Vocaloid and I was like, oh my god, so excited. But I think it might. I mean, I want to know more about the characters. Their powers are pretty cool. Like there's one girl that in like a radius she can like erase everyone's what is it?
Memory?
Like, no, existence pretty much. So
Wow.
That's a huge.
you didn't know that?
She can wipe people out from.
No.
existence.
So yeah, like turn them invisible. Like I would like sit right here and I'd be like, okay, I'm using my power, and then people walking around wouldn't see you guys. They would like you would be there, but your
Okay.
existence from their
No,
brain
okay.
kind of just
Megan, that's a weird way to word that. You
Yeah.
Was it?
understand? Oh, 100%.
how.
I don't say that the invisible woman erases herself from existence every time she disappears.
No, but you're not invisible. That's the thing. Like you're still visible. You're still visible to the. They just
I
don't
think-
recognize
I
you being
think-
a person.
I think you meant perception.
Perception.
like kind of like maybe a Professor X. What Professor X will do.
Yes.
Yeah, and there's a character. I'm sorry, but there's a show called Powers where the whole thing is. I'm sorry. The whole thing is like
Oh my god, Josh.
is superpowers, but like realistic. So the guy who's like with super intelligence, he has autism because his brain had to like be rewired to process everything. And there's a character who's invisible, but they're able to just project a field that like forces you to always like look away from wherever they are.
Yes, they use something like that in Doctor Who as well.
Oh, well, I guess
There's something
I guess
called
they just
a-
took it from Doctor Who.
There's something called a perception filter, and perception filters are things that are like always in your peripheral. Like if you guys were to leave this room right now, there is no way you could tell me every item that was in this room. Some items draw your attention, and some items, for whatever reason, for as many times as you've been in here, there's one item that's been right in front of you that you've never seen, and that's what's on the doctor's like spaceship. He has one of those perception filters, so it's in plain sight, but nobody ever sees it. That's kind of how they describe it.
Like that goblin statue that's been behind you.
This whole time.
Yeah, she
okay.
has that. She has that, and then someone else has like a Medusa power where you could turn to stone, and
Okay.
They
all have
can turn
powers.
themselves into stone.
no, they turn into people to stone by like
Okay.
looking at
So
them.
so they can affect other people. So they can turn other people invisible, And that person can turn other people into stone. Okay.
So like I don't know. I mean, I'm curious to see, and I do kind of like the character design, so I might dabble in the anime if I have nothing else to watch.
Yeah. Cody, what are your final thoughts? What do you think?
I liked up to chapter 2. I thought it was an interesting story for this kind of character. At chapter 3, I was like, oh, I guess this isn't what I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah. So you thought you were gonna like it when the robbers kind of came in, and then after that you were kind of like,
I thought it was about a NEET who gets an AI who like starts fighting crime. I thought it was gonna be like Die Hard, where they're in this like building,
right?
And it's this whole thing, and he like has to use the AI to hack into stuff, but he does that, and you just don't see it.
I thought it was gonna be like Her, the Joaquin Phoenix movie, where there's just an AI that he falls in love with, but it's not that either.
It might be.
It might.
Which, that AI had 2 years alone with that guy and nothing.
'Cause she's forced to. She can't leave.
She can leave. If she can go on his phone, she can go on other stuff.
Yeah, that's very true.
I don't know.
It just to me seems like, and I take everything I'm saying with a grain of salt because I only read 1.5 chapters of it. But it
almost doesn't matter what he's saying.
It does matter.
No, I'm on your side.
Oh,
it doesn't matter.
No, it does matter because I've read better first chapters and halves of first chapters. I've read better halves of chapters than this. The art style was mediocre. Mediocre is a great way to describe it. The characters were bland. The story literally to me had no purpose. And maybe that's being harsh, but I'm not the one rating it this episode, but I just want to say, not a fan. So
I think we got that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, what if I was like, I actually loved it?
Yeah. All that aside, I loved it.
I thought it was one of the best things.
All that to say, 5 out of 5.
5 out of 5 Vocaloids.
Yeah, I had to go with a 3 out of 5 virtual waifus on this one.
Oh, virtual waifus.
Yeah,
I like that a lot better.
It's barely a 3. Like, I'm giving it a 3 because it's affiliated with some type of Vocaloids. So that's why I gave it a 3. It would have been a 2.5, I think. But honestly, there's so many different, it's like a multimedia thing. So the light novel could be better than this, or like the anime could be better than this. So I'm kind of hopeful for that because I have heard good things about it, about the anime. So, and the anime is called something different. I forgot what it's called. I think it's like Mekurumame something, city or recording. I don't know. It's a weird, it's not Kagerou Daze, but I don't know. Yeah, that's my rating. It is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, for someone who doesn't know anything about the Vocaloids, I mean, again, I'm familiar with Hatsune Miku, who doesn't know anything about their whole multimedia sort of whatever you call it thing that they have is, I mean, I had zero interest in it. And I liked that main character, her aesthetic, her look. I would buy a figure. I would buy...
yeah, she's cute.
Yeah, she's very cute.
She's the selling point, I think.
100%.
Yeah.
But that's so weird that you can take an entire story and base it around just one character being super cute.
Do you know what anime is?
No, but there are a lot of cases in which you can accomplish both. Gon and Killua are very adorable.
But yeah, they kick ass.
And it's an amazing story. They kick ass. Emma,
but there are
very
a
adorable.
lot. There are a lot of anime that just. I mean, there's nothing wrong with cute girls doing cute things. That's
absolutely
like
not
one of the best. But in this case, it was only one cute girl, and the rest of them were kind of falling off the fucking Ferris wheel on top of the skyscraper. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Cody, do you feel the same?
It seemed fine.
Yeah. So you're not missing anything by reading this or not reading this.
No. Let us know if like this is your fucking favorite manga of all time, and in the comment section, fucking defend your honor, because we don't know. I mean, you could make some points. Like, people have been commenting on YouTube and giving their 2 cents about what we're not the fucking most diplomatic fucking scholarly people. We're gonna fuck up and not say the right things and miss some points. But
absolutely.
say your 2 cents and tell us why you think it's good or something that we missed, and we'll read it and
100%
take it in.
100%.
Yeah.
And yeah, we we are not always going to be the most articulate people on the face of the earth, but you don't come here for that. You come here for just fucking outrageous.
You come here for clapping them cheeks for volume 1.
You come here cheeks clapping. You come here for feelings, not facts, as we say, you know?
And that's the best.
Feelings don't care about facts.
Feelings don't care about facts.
That's
all
our
printer,
That's our mission statement.
no facts.
All
Yes.
sizzle, no fajita.
No fajitas.
All sizzle, no fajita.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what you come here for, okay? You come here for hot takes about Ferris wheels on top of skyscrapers. You come here for... Cody, what do you do?
Every now and then I think I have something interesting to add.
Yeah. Yeah, you do. You do.
Yeah.
You do.
I'm mostly here to insult you, I guess.
Yeah. No, Cody. And speaking of why you're here for many reasons. And before we get into that reason, Mehgan, are you giving us honorary stickers?
Yeah. You could pick one.
Okay. I'm gonna pick Hatsune Miku. Later. Here you go, Cody. Pick one. What? Cody. What are you doing?
He's trying to decide who's the best one.
Cody, this is the quietest podcast in the world.
I don't like what would I don't know what to do with these. I've heard this one's ripped.
Okay.
The whole thing's ripped.
Cody, never give Cody stickers on a podcast again.
It's okay.
He
He doesn't have anything to do with it. You could have put on his face or something, but
Yeah.
Cody,
It's a sticker
on his
what am I supposed to-
glasses.
yeah, you could have put it on your shirt. You could put it on your glasses. You could put it on your face.
Put it on your face.
Ooh.
I fucking really wish you would.
Okay.
Cody, you have a job on this podcast, and that podcast is to bore people with Goblin Slayer. No, we watched the movie, and we watched it right before we started recording. Mm-hmm. Go ahead. Talk about it.
It was Megan's idea.
It was
Okay,
Megan's
yeah.
idea.
Like I said, I wanted to watch it, and I thought it'd be fun for all of us to watch it, and goblin it up one more time.
One more time. Yeah, I mean, I gotta say I am coming around to the franchise because of how much I've consumed. But I'm more concerned. I more want to know what a fan thinks of the movie. Someone who's read the manga
And here, you said you liked year one more than. That's just like like you would like the manga more than the anime because the series, like the scenes they cut out, I'm like that was kind of important to know.
yeah. Also, a lot of things that they cut out. I mean, there's a point in the movie where they're giving the people on the quest, or is that what you call it? On the in the
I guess
party.
just spoilers for the entirety of Goblins Crown. By
No,
the
I'm
way.
just saying. Well, I mean, I'm just saying that they give the people in the party a gift, something that they can use on their adventure to aid them in whatever elements they're enduring.
This will be way easier if we just say the spoiler.
Oh,
part.
okay.
Okay.
It gives them a ring to be able to breathe underwater.
Yeah.
Now, the way that it was given to them was just so that it wasn't explained, and you pointed out that in the manga it was detailed.
Well, yeah. All they say in the movie was like, "Oh, just wear these; it'll help you feel better." And it's it helps you breathe underwater, but they're just cold, and they put it on. They're like, "Oh, I do feel better." And in the manga, they explain that's because like it covers like all the side effects of having to breathe underwater, which includes like handling cold temperatures, like snows, water, so you're able to like the effects of like anything caused by water, it resists against it, which they don't say. They just put the ring on and they're like, "Oh, I do feel better."
Well, because it's kind of like a thing at the end, and Goblin Slayer's like, "Yeah, I'm fucking dope.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because there's
I fucking know what the fuck's going on."
And do you think that's why they didn't explain it, because they wanted to have this reveal at the very end?
I mean, yeah, because it's
He's badass.
the cool thing about the series is it does like, it's like how Dungeon Meshi like does interesting things with like established rules in fantasy settings, including like, okay, so if you have something that helps you breathe underwater, what does that imply? Oh, isn't this technically covered under that? What would someone who like is trying to experiment with these things do with it?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, and it's something that shows that they are thinking. They're actually they're actually putting thought into the items and their purposes and what their real world applications would be outside of them just being used for the thing that they're called. Like underwater ring breathing, underwater ring breathing.
Maybe call it ring of breathing.
Ring of breathing.
And I think it's in the volume 1 or year 1 where in one of the issues he like actually does like flood a den of goblins at one point. And he puts that ring on and actually like weighs himself down and just starts walking through it and like kills them.
Hell yeah.
Oh wow.
Hell yeah.
Because he's like wearing heavy armor, so he's like,
Yeah.
I don't have to. He just he even like reasons with himself that like, well, if a goblin gets this, I mean, what? I mean, only one goblin would be able to breathe underwater. I guess that's like fine for as risking them getting it.
Yeah, I guess we're not talking about the one thing that people should know going into watching this movie, especially if they've seen season 1 of the anime, is that there's 25 minutes of recap that they include in the movie.
Yeah.
That we wouldn't have known about unless Mehgan
Yeah.
didn't read a comment on like Crunchyroll, right?
Yeah.
And I don't understand why that's included, or why there's not some sort of like previously on Goblin Slayer.
I feel like you would have rather have watched the 25 recap than watch the whole 25 episodes.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was an option.
I think it's for people that didn't watch the anime, maybe interested in the movie. People going into a movie, like if it was in theaters, if they went into a movie, got a recap of the first, movie that they didn't see, it's kind of like that.
But no movies do that. Movies don't do that. That's. I don't go to a movie based on a franchise and
not watch the
no,
first one.
That's a bad way to say it. I don't go to a sequel and expect half the movie to be about what the previous movie was about.
Oh, then I guess you didn't like Endgame.
Endgame was not that. Endgame was a great movie.
I didn't like it that much.
I loved Endgame.
It was an ending, and I was like, okay, I am done with Marvel movies now.
Why?
Sad.
It felt there was like 2 scenes and like, oh cool, everything beyond that I was like, I don't really need to. What's the point of those?
I like how they had to sit in it. I like how they had to like deal with the repercussions. I like how life went on.
See, that's why it was cool, but then it's about not dealing with the repercussions. It becomes not dealing with anything.
Sure, I guess. But
yeah. That's the whole thing. That's why Infinity War was great, and Endgame kind of is like, kind of ruins the thing that whole emotional impact of
They
Infinity
had
War.
to.
Yeah.
They literally had to do that. Like, there's no way Infinity War was just like, okay, that's it. And then that's it. That would be insane. I mean, that would be cool. I mean, that's more realistic.
I was with someone watching it, and she had never seen, like, I made her watch every, like, okay, you have to watch Doctor Strange, you have to watch these to, like, understand Infinity War. And then she didn't know any rules about comic books or anything, so when that snap happened, she was crying. She's like, what? That's it? It just ends like that?
Dude.
And she's just like, I don't understand why they would do that. It's just over now?
That would have been so cool.
She
if that's
didn't
how it was
understand
over.
that, like, oh, no one dies in comic books.
Yeah, no. People were crying. Like, we all knew it was going to happen. Why are you bawling in the theater like a baby? You know that they're not dead, right? It's like a character, like, it's like fucking Goblin Slayer, like 3 times in the movie fucking almost dying, and they're like, oh my god, Goblin Slayer, and he's like, I'm fine.
I will say,
I'm Goblin Slayer.
I never noticed how annoying Priestess was until you guys brought her up. I'm starting to have issues with her.
Dude.
She's awful.
I was like, I am so upset that she was in the majority of the movie, like up front with Goblin Slayer, like even maybe more than Goblin Slayer. Like,
she was a big part of that movie.
Oh my god, what the fuck does she do?
Yeah, and spoilers for Goblins Crown. The entire movie is just about a woman scorned, who's not even scorned, a woman who's been traumatized. She's
fucked up.
Who's like literally can't deal with anything because she's been ravaged by goblins.
Yeah. It's the classic Goblin Slayer. You know, we think we're better than the goblins. We think we can take them on headstrong in their own environment and get away with it because we're like somewhat powerful. But her side was that her team just like, she was not a skilled adventurer. She ran away from mommy and daddy, all the money and shit. And she was just like, I'm going to do this. And her plans were not very good. Her strategy was not good. So like those combined, they didn't, necessarily want to work with her. And then, they end up fucking getting destroyed, and then she gets fucked up.
It was a lot creepier how it happens in the manga too, which I
How?
she was in a tent when it happened, and she starts hearing like just like scratching on the tent, and then when she and then like a head is like thrown in, and then the tent collapses on her, and then that's when the goblins like get her.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's a lot more horror movie. Because they throw one head, like in this one, they show her the heads, but like they throw one at her, and then the rest are shown on pikes.
Classic goblins, man.
Did you like it, Cody?
I thought it was okay.
I just that 25 minutes of recap threw me off. I don't care if you haven't seen the first season of Goblin Slayer. Slater.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if you've seen it. I don't care if you're expecting to appeal to a wider audience. There's got to be a better way to do it than just literally putting in the best of the highlight reel from the anime.
Yeah, that was
I
pretty
think
crazy.
that was purely we're not putting up an hour-long movie. And then like, well, how long does it have to do? Like, it has to be an hour and a half at least. And I'm like, okay, well, all right, I got a plan.
I have a plan.
Budget. That's all you got to say.
And this movie did a lot of like flashbacks to itself. I thought that was a little.
Yeah. Like they showed her experience probably 5 times, and we're
Yep.
like, we get it. She's traumatized. Can you just show that on her face rather than flashing back to the moments of her being with the goblins? Like, we get it.
Also, it's Goblin Slayer. Like, I know what happened.
Yeah.
Like, I can assume what happened.
Yeah.
Her going back and going to this, getting separated from her group and going to buy supplies and whatever, food and that stuff, and then, making her way back to her party, and then the goblins ambushing her in the middle of the night. Could have guessed it. Could have guessed
You
that's
could
what
have guessed that all of that happened.
Not literally, but that her.
Oh, let me guess. She joins a group, and at first they're very close friends, but then they get into arguments as tensions arise. She's voted to go back to the village because they all resent her for this plan. The village is unable to give the proper supplies they need. She's devastated. She goes back, and then she gets ambushed in the middle of the night. Yeah, let me
Predictable.
guess. Yeah.
Predictable. I could have guessed that she got ambushed by goblins and her whole party was killed.
Okay.
Because it happens every time.
Yeah, who cares the other surrounding circumstances? I just know she's gonna get it. She's gonna get it. I don't know how she's gonna get it, but she's gonna get it.
It's so predictable though. Like, it really is. Like, I would have so much rather her been in a different situation, not attacked by goblins, something else, something that drives her character more than just the hate for goblins, because we already fucking have a character that does that. It's too much.
Also, Crunchyroll, it's on Crunchyroll, it's streaming there. Figure your shit out, because it's not advertised as a Goblin Slayer movie. It's advertised as Goblin Slayer season 2, and the thumbnail is just a picture of Priestess.
Oh my god.
What?
I can't even talk about her. My blood is boiling. I would.
Your butt is boiling.
My butt is boiling. No, I love fucking High Elf Archer.
Yeah.
And she got really good moments in
She
this.
got
really did.
such good moments,
did.
and she's such a better fucking character than
Yeah.
High Pistis.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
High Pistis.
Well,
Because she pisses.
she pisses me off, that's for
she
sure.
she pissed on the floor too quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she pisses like 3 times.
At least twice, yeah.
Yeah, at least twice. But all the other characters are somewhat Lizard Man Shaman, such a good character.
He's alright.
He wants to be a dragon and he's noble.
Lizard Man Shaman.
He likes cheese.
Yeah, he's alright. He looks like one of those things from that bad Mario movie. The Koopas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's a lizard man.
Yeah, they
I
are
love
also
him.
lizard men.
Yeah.
I love the little hints, like not hints, but like nuances when he's cold, and there's some cute ass moments in this movie.
He's like the one who deals with heat the worst, so they try to like warm him up as much as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, I'll give him that. The small little nuances are cool.
Yeah, but the characters, I mean, I love their dynamic, and I love how when she kind of entered the group, they kind of were like making her feel better and like kind of like, don't, like, we got you, like, we got your back now, like, you don't have to worry about it. But then she continues to worry about it, and then she kind of like fucks up everything for the group, which kind of sucked. But Goblin Slayer was just like, I want her here because I know what she's been through, and I know it's just like, leave her back.
Yeah.
There was no, I mean, she was a spellcaster, so that came in handy, but
it's a shame they cut out the internal like monologues and dialogue that happens in the manga that better like shows you why he's like so like, no, she's coming. And then it's so bizarre that the goblins still like they don't translate what they are saying. Because it's getting to the point where they're having like conversations.
Yeah.
So it just doesn't matter.
Also, accept that the goblins aren't as dumb as you think they are. The whole time, everybody's like, these fucking dumb goblins.
And I'm going to say, because I think you guys were both on your phones.
For
I
like
wasn't on
2
my
minutes.
phone. I was looking up the translation of Goblin Slayer.
Which the proper... Because that is weird, because in the subs, they still say Goblin Slayer. So
it's going to sound racist.
They
but
looked up, well, how do you say Goblin Slayer in Japanese?
Goblin Slayer.
Which is how you say it.
Look it up, people.
That's just how that.
For
some reason, that's
sounds like you're doing a very possibly racist impression of the Japanese language, but that's.
I mean, I'm just mimicking what they sound like.
Yeah,
but
literally,
no,
the genuine.
It would be racist if I said some other things.
Yeah.
I'm just literally the general translation and what they say.
No, but you did it very well and accurate, and that is how you say it.
Scene.
And
while you guys
scene.
were on your phones, though, they were explaining that
For 1 minute.
the goblins have been praying to the god of wisdom.
Oh.
So that's why they're learning.
Yeah, that's why that was kind of important. I was like, okay, get off your phones, please.
Always on phones at the worst time.
Yeah,
people
the
are.
goblins, because the gods aren't like impartial. They're not like, as long as you just pray to them, which the goblins are figuring out. Like, oh, if we worship these people, we get their power.
Fucked.
And that's what the goblin paladin comes from, is he was blessed by the god of knowledge.
Huh.
And that's why they're starting to mine, and that's why things start amping up in the story more.
Got it. And
you
that's
guys,
why.
you were on your phones during
That's
this,
why
like,
Goblin.
10 seconds. I was like, please get off your phones.
At the end, he was like, I gotta stop this from happening because they're getting the ore and all the shit. But yeah, honestly, Priestess, just like, she's the worst part about Goblin Slayer. She's just the worst part. I defend Priestess, please.
I can't, and I
No.
won't.
No, I'm telling the audience.
People
like,
in the
if you want
comments. Yeah,
to,
people down below or in the comments or wherever you're watching or listening.
I just don't get it.
Try to defend her. Try to defend the movie. It's 25 minutes of recap. Crunchyroll can't even fucking advertise it right. There's no way of knowing that it's a goblin. I searched Goblins Crown, which is the title of the movie, and nothing came up. You have to search Goblin Slayer, and then it's under Goblin Slayer Season 2. The thumbnails of Priestess, the worst possible character.
She's like a puppy, like Cody said. She's
yeah.
literally like a puppy, like, and she's like a Sado. She's like an actual Sado in this movie. He's like, I'm gonna have to tear off, I'm gonna have to dig into the leg, and then she's like, fucking blank face, just like,
just smiling.
anything for you, Goblin Slayer.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess, Cody, I was just more concerned or interested in how you felt about it. And you said it was just okay? You said it was just like...
Yeah, I mean, it's a short story. I mean, I get why...
Because I think it's pretty clear how me and Mehgan feel about it.
No.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks that I'm seeing, like, a lot of stuff isn't getting translated. You're on your phones during important exposition dumps.
I was watching. That was the one part I missed, but I was into it.
You
heard
actually,
me.
you actually were.
I
yeah.
was engaging.
So was I!
Shut up. Shut the fuck up.
You were kind of laying on your
Josh,
couch.
Shut the fuck up.
Ooh.
I was
He was
thinking-
wagging his feet
You were,
back and forth.
you were laying on your bed.
Thank you.
Tails, feet a wagon.
Thank you.
Being
And then-
like, oh, this is the part where she gets ambushed, and you just giggling to yourself.
Yeah, I
you're
was
like,
laughing a lot. I was laughing a lot, and then they were trying. They were all around the campfire. I thought that was pretty funny too. And they were like, "You might die," and I was like, "You might get raped."
any part that was bad, Josh would laugh at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then any part Priestess came on, I would yell at the TV.
Yeah, that was pretty much the experience.
The like, it's so bizarre because they have like conversations and stuff the goblins say that's like, just have the subtitles for it. It's already subtitled. Just have subtitles explaining what they're saying.
Yeah, there's that moment where the lizard man goes to their, I don't know what you call it. What would you call it?
Fortress.
Their fortress, and he's communicating with them. He's speaking English though, or Japanese, and we're reading the subtitles. But you can't understand anything that they're saying. But I guess you get what's happening.
Yeah,
I guess you don't need to know necessarily.
There is a scene where after the that goblin priest is killed, in order to cover it up, they have like High Elf Archer, I think, like scream like she's being tortured while they like clean up the bodies. There's a little more. Also, they start off. There's like a whole stealthy segment where they're like going through and killing them, and like they kill two, and then they like, okay, we're just gonna lay them down next to each other. And then it's like, what do we do now? How Archer's like, okay, I got a plan. And like she asks the dwarf for his wine, and she like pours the jug on the ground. The dwarf like starts crying. He's like, "What are you doing?" And she's like, "No, people are just gonna think they got drunk." And they're like, "Oh, that was smart." And the dwarf is like, "You why did you do that? That was all my fire wine."
I have an alcohol problem.
Yeah, and they cut that out of the movie. That was in the manga.
None of that was in the
I just felt like this movie was wholly unnecessary.
Yeah.
I would have rather them just do the mission themselves, not introduce this other character, show another rape scene. Like, we don't need to see it again.
Yeah.
We know they're gonna die. We know her whole party's gonna die. We know she's gonna feel guilty about it. We know she's gonna cut her hair.
Yep.
It's just so like I would have just much rather seen the team come back together, do their own shit. She was wholly unnecessary. You can explain the God of Wisdom, she just didn't need to be in the movie at all.
Yeah,
Well,
especially if
like,
Cody's saying it's
I mean, she was a character in the manga.
I understand, but honestly, just read the manga at this point.
And it took the epilogue from the third volume, which I think you guys would like way more than the rest of the series. So I'm kind of like, just can you get to the part that I can show them? I think they would all like.
Yeah.
But they took the epilogue from that one and put it in this one. So I don't know why they keep like rearranging the endings of these.
Yeah, I don't know.
And
point is, read the manga because it sounds like the manga is a lot more interesting. The movie has a lot of problems, and it was unnecessary.
watch it if you like Goblin Slayer. Like,
Sure, of course.
if you like the characters, watch it. It is kind of just like, we get it. It feels like uncanon almost. It's a little weird. I don't know. I liked it for what it was.
I made a comment last time we watched the trailer, and it felt true watching the movie that even though this is a canon character, it did still feel like a movie character. And
I mean, this was the most standalone adventure they went on that they based it on. So I get doing that, and maybe they're like, we don't get enough budget or something to do like.
No, that's exactly it. And Cody said there was like a fireworks show or like a festival that happens, and they kind of hinted at that towards the end of the movie. And then Cowgirl was like, in what's her name? Guild Girl was like, "Oh, you don't want to share your best friend with us?" And Cowgirl's like, "Not really." And they're like fucking going back and forth. I was like, "Oh shit, that's the
finally
tea.
the good shit."
I know.
Because in the manga that happens after they both perhaps two people ask Goblin Slayer to go to the New Year's festival with them.
Yeah.
And then after that, they start getting a little catty towards each other, but still in a friendly way. Yeah, where they're like, "Oh, you don't want to share your old childhood friend with the rest of us?" No. And then Priestess just sort of like looks there like nervous, like, "What do you mean?"
She's like, "I'm with him all the time. I'm better than you bitches. But I won't say it out loud."
Yeah. Point is, watch it if you like Goblin Slayer. If not, then you can miss it. I don't know what else to say.
I mean,
I
get that if you're not a fan of it, it probably doesn't seem like that good of a movie. I as a fan, watch it. We'll just wait for that sweet festival arc. Where they fight and then Elf Girl gets several best girl moments.
Well, we're almost out of time, and so I wanted to wrap the episode up by just saying that sometimes you consume things and you don't like them, and that's fine. And sometimes you at home watching or listening will like them, and that's fine. That's why we all have our own opinions, and we're here to give you those opinions. But next week, we'll have a brand new thing that we're talking about and reviewing. And it's going to be Cody's week to do that. And Cody, what are you reading again? Oh, I remember, but go ahead.
No Guns Life.
That's right.
No Guns Life. Oh, I can't live in that life.
No guns. You got hella guns.
Oh, yeah.
No Guns Life. Cody's going to be reviewing volume 1 of that next week. And we're going to have something else we're going to talk about, too. We'll figure that out as the episode gets closer. Other than that, I think that's all we wanted to talk about today. I think it was a pretty solid episode. I hope you guys had fun watching and listening. Thank you guys for watching and listening. And we'll see you guys next week. But until then, we got to get out of here on our outro. It's always the same and never changes.
What could it be?
Life's
Goblin Slayer.
Life's a roller coaster. Skyscrape it. All right, you guys come up with anything better? You're gonna laugh at it.
Virtual waifu it up.
Virtual wafu.
Wafu. Waft foo.
Life's a. What did you say?
life's a roller coaster, so
Life's a roller coaster, skyscraper.
skyscraper.
I hate it, but let's just do it.
Okay.
We all have to get one. You know?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So thank you always for watching and listening. Thank you. Remember to reach out and let us know what manga you want us to recommend, because we do a round of 3 and then we look for 3 new manga to review. So if you have any manga that you love that we haven't reviewed yet, let us know and we'll check those out. You can do that by messaging us at Volume 1 Pod on Instagram and leaving a comment on the YouTube or following us on Twitter, any of that stuff. The ambulance is outside and interrupted that smooth outro. But yeah, follow us there and do all that good stuff. And until next time,
Life's a roller coaster, so skyscrape it.
Fuck, I fucked it up immediately, huh?
Skyscrape it.
You guys want to get sorbet?